Since China announced export restrictions, the price of antimony in the US has skyrocketed by nearly 230%, with prices increasing by more than 50%. It's important to note that out of these three metals, antimony is the only one that the US can produce in large quantities. So, the question arises, since the US can produce antimony, why is its price still higher than the other two metals? The reason is simple and straightforward, because the US truly has antimony production lines, and the US Antimony Corporation is the only antimony supplier in North America. Once China banned exports, the US became the sole producer. If they didn't jack up prices, what else could they do? With the rise in raw material prices, it was inevitable that mid to low-end military-industrial companies would follow suit and raise their prices as well. This leads us to an interest chain, from raw materials to design, component manufacturing, assembly, testing, and production. After multiple rounds of markups, the procurement price list from the US Department of Defense, DoD, is bound to show staggering numbers. You could say that the military-industrial complex has been profiting tremendously from this process. So why does the US Department of Defense agree to make these huge purchases? Because the so-called military-industrial complex is not just about private companies, it's a vast network of interests involving the US military, the Department of Defense, arms manufacturers, members of Congress, defense research agencies, think tanks, the media, and more. Furthermore, most financial giants and Jewish capital are involved, and no one is willing to disrupt their own interests. For instance, in 2017, the US Navy discovered that an Xbox controller could be used to control a nuclear submarine's periscope, and it worked even more smoothly. The Xbox controller costs less than $100, while a specially developed joystick from Lockheed Martin costs $36,000. I once shared a story from when I was doing research in Japan, where I met a retired US soldier. He said that during his service, he used a military-grade thermos cup made in Jiangsu, China. The same model costs only a few dozen RMB in China, but the US military purchased it for $1,200 each. Such outrageous operations from the military-industrial complex are far too numerous to count. The key issue is that this group is so large that no one can define its boundaries. Take the basic military uniform industry, for example. Many well-known brands today are service providers for US military uniforms, relying entirely on military contracts. One such company received an order from the FBI in the 1990s to produce functional pants for the entire organization. This led the manufacturer to realize there was a larger market beyond the military, and tactical clothing was born. To everyone's surprise, tactical clothing became increasingly popular, not only breaking into new markets, but even making its way into the fashion industry. The reason is simple. On one hand, tactical clothing retains high-strength materials, meticulous stitching, and functional hardcore designs. Compared to ordinary clothing, it offers more comprehensive functionality, stronger protection, better flexibility, and greater durability. On the other hand, it combines traditional military styles with fashion design, better aligning with modern consumers' perceptions and aesthetics of rugged heroes. This is one of the key reasons tactical clothing has quickly become a global trend. However, the main issue is that tactical clothing not only inherits the hardcore materials and functionality of military uniforms, but also the tradition of being expensive. Domestic military enthusiasts have long struggled with the lack of domestic brands, and have had to pay a premium for US military industrial products. Many enthusiasts, frustrated by the lack of alternatives, have had to settle for cheaper, lower-quality versions made by small workshops. It wasn't until after 2011 that this situation began to improve. In 2011, a tactical clothing brand, Longya, Dragon Fong, was founded in China, with products designed, developed, and manufactured entirely in China. By chance, I met Longya's founder, Jiang Lei. I asked him about the reasons for starting the brand, and he had mentioned this before. He said that at the time, there were many counterfeit products in China, low-priced and low-quality, while high-quality tactical gear from abroad was priced outrageously. Additionally, foreign clothing designs were tailored to Western body types and could not meet the needs of the Chinese market. China desperately needed its own brand. However, the tactical clothing industry has very high technical requirements, and the barriers to entry were sufficient to block most investors. Jiang Lei, however, was different. He specialized in materials science, so his expertise in both military fandom and materials science helped him tackle the technical challenges. His approach was quite hardcore, using advanced technology and superior materials. Over the next decade, Longye almost became obsessed with the use of cutting-edge technology and materials, earning the nickname Material Demon and Detail Monster from its users. Longye successfully broke the Western monopoly and technological barriers in the tactical clothing industry. In 2015, Longye Tactical made its debut at the IWA Outdoor Classics exhibition in Germany, becoming a representative of Chinese tactical brands. Subsequently, the brand continued to showcase its growing influence on international stages, including the Nuremberg Outdoor and Hunting Exhibition in Germany, the Asia Sports and Fashion Exhibition, and others. As a result, Longye attracted many foreign fans, including National Geographic explorer Leon McCarran, British survival expert John Hudson, Russian Akhmat Special Forces member Asanikayev, legendary test pilot Sergei Bogdan, and others. The brand's conquest of both professionals and military enthusiasts shows the tremendous recognition it has gained. Even Chinese actor Zhang Yi, who shares the same low-key, professionally honed approach, endorsed the brand, further expanding Longye's domestic influence. As the saying goes, truth lies in the details. Take Longye's 4th generation Special Forces jacket, which won the US Mills Design Award, as an example. Let's take a look at where Longye excels. All of Longye's products are known for their solid craftsmanship and tactical features that are suitable for daily use. First, to inherit the functionality of professional tactical clothing, Longye uses the same high-quality materials as professional military gear. This time, the Special Forces jacket uses the same Cordura fabric as military-grade combat uniforms. Of course, just having good fabric isn't enough. Considering different scenarios, tactical clothing needs to have broader applicability. For instance, in terms of storage, the jacket is designed with 12 pockets and 4 additional pockets, offering ample storage space. Whether it's your wallet or other items, it can hold them easily. Its storage capacity rivals that of a backpack. Combined with ergonomic design, retrieving items is more convenient. From Longye, we can see that while China started late, it is serious about creating strong industrial foundations in technology, quality, and materials, which has enabled the development of a full industrial chain and technological independence. This is precisely why, in the age of Trade War 3.0, we have the competence for reciprocal sanctions. When the US blocks our high-end technology, we can fight back with a supply chain war. Only those who are brave enough to shape the future and fulfill their mission can forge a new era.